Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday morning, July 18th, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and Triple Qs. Hope everybody had a nice relaxing weekend. And who needs lions and tigers and bears when we have gap rules, balance rules, and inside week rules all in play for our indices this morning, as we are all looking to gap higher after a very strong finish on Friday. Overnight high in SPY is 389.46. Overnight low 384.31 as of right now. We'll go over, I'm going to show you all these charts again on what's happening here on the weeklies. Right now, though, in SPY, this is a pretty large gap. Friday's high was 385.25. So right now we have a gap of $3.70. Way too high, way too big for me want to get involved on the long side at any point right away. But it's also pretty far away from the other weekly high of 390.64. Remember, we didn't have an inside week, but we do have balance rules that will be into effect if we get around the 393.16 level. We'll also have the 50-day moving average coming into play. So game plan early right now is I need a pullback in A to look for a long, or wait for B period to see if we start one time framing up, if we get a lowest accepted price, things of that nature. That would be a long play. No short play either right now. Possibly the overnight high right now is 389.46. If the overnight high it becomes a little high in the next 75 minutes, then maybe I'd take one against that and the next weekly high of 390.64. But right now, way too wide a range here to want to take a long or a call. It's a coin flip to see if we get an inventory adjustment or we drive straight up to the next weekly high. Keep that in mind. Again, you'll be getting all this in the trading room if you're in CamelbackTrading.org's room. Now, the charts are going to be more important this morning to show you what is transpiring here. So here's a SPY weekly, right? We didn't have an inside week, but we have a 4-week balance. We tested the balance low last week, got to within $1 of it. The sellers got totally rejected. The ultimate destination is the other side of the balance, which is 393.16. That doesn't mean we have to get right up to it, right? We got within $1 and reversed. So, again, as we get closer, you could either get close to a balance high and then roll over, slightly stretch a balance high, roll over, or go through it and don't look back. So it depends on what we're going to do. We don't know yet, right? Now the daily right now, 392.86 is the 50 prior to the opening. That will change. The 20 is now $8 over, $8 below us at 380.40. So if we get anywhere near that 50-day moving average, that's going to come into play with where the balance high is. Now that's SPY. Now let's look at Russell. Russell, basically 2 inside weeks in a row. They're attempting to come out of it. Last week's high was 174.97. They're above it by 6 cents. Now remember, 2 weeks ago they slightly came out of they almost had an inside week, but took out the downside by pennies. So you have to keep an eye on that. If we do take out last week's high, you go with it, but you monitor it for continuation or lack of. Well, the next big destination is 178.15. Okay? That is the top of the balance. Now, also, their daily high was 173.35. That's 4 cents below the August of 2018 all-time high. So they need acceptance above it. So this gap this morning is more important than usual. If they hold that gap, that means they're staying above that level, and they should finally attack the 50 and then maybe get some legs above that to the upside. Now, if they go down and fill the gap or test it and then come back up, I don't have a problem with that. But they don't want acceptance back below Friday's high. Really important for the Russell. And then on triple Qs, again, 2 inside weeks in a row. That's a pot of water boiling. Wants to pop at some point. 293.11 was last week's high. Well, right now we're $2 above that. So you go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. Here's a bit of an issue. Now they're only within $1 of their balance high. So do you see how inside week rules, gap rules, and balance rules are all coming into play? So the question is, we're gapping high, you go with it. But what happens now at the top of the balance? Do they get rejected? So in the next 75 minutes, if they get close to that balance high, I'm not looking to take a long right away. You want to see if sellers show up again. You might need a little more time. Does the gap hold? Does the inside week up hold? Do they just blow through this weekly high of 296 and 58 and don't look back? Well, then you could start looking for longs against that at any point today. These are all things to take into account as your trading is starting today. And this is what we show you throughout the entire trading day. Good luck trading today. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this YouTube channel. And we'll recap at 4 p.m.